Ivory Organic is excited to share its BOGO sale. Buy one, get one free on all of the all-purpose fertilizers, both super and premium blends in the 11.8 ounce as well as 4-pound sizes, exclusively offered at ivorganics.com. Sale running now through June 7th of 2021. Be sure to take advantage of this opportunity while this best deal ever on our fertilizers is running, and I'll explain to you why we're so excited to have the sale, and we are so excited to get our products into your gardens today. In this lesson, I'm also going to share with you the importance of feeding your plants now in the month of May, the most important month for the organic gardener. Also, we're going to be discussing why to feed your plants organically. We're also going to be discussing the how to use the Ivory Organic all-purpose fertilizers and the versatile applications that the product can be used as. And then I'm going to conclude with my top 3 favorite plants that I've got growing here in my backyard orchard. And now let's have a discussion on the Ivory Organic brand fertilizers. Check this out. So why Ivory Organic all-purpose brand fertilizers? And the answer is simple. It's because Ivory Organic brand products offers your plants all 6 macronutrients. The primary nutrients, which include nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which can be found in most of the fertilizer brands across the country. But Ivory Organics goes a step further and also includes the magnesium, the sulfur, and the calcium that plants need in abundance, making it the most complete organic fertilizer on the market. Additionally, the Ivory Organic Super Blend product, which is the yellow label, has a higher NPK compared to the premium blend fertilizers, and this Super Blend now includes azomite. And azomite is simply crushed volcanic rock, and just imagine all those plants in Hawaii thriving on this volcanic rock, delivering a lot of the micronutrients, which are important for a lot of the metabolic processes of the plant, resulting in optimal plant health and growth and longevity. In general, the 6 macronutrients that plants need, starting with nitrogen, is important for the greening and the growth of the plant. The phosphorus for the flower and fruiting, but also as we get into summer, it's going to also help with drought resistance as well. Potassium, important for disease resistance as well as root development. Magnesium, the heart of the chlorophyll molecule. So as the plants grow and green, more magnesium is needed. And then sulfur, an important element towards the greening of the plant and very important in the metabolic processes of the plant as well. And last but not least important is calcium. Calcium is found in the cell walls of all of the plant cells, regardless of the plant species. And calcium is important for important optimal growth and development. Another disease which often plagues tomatoes in particular in the early part of its life is blossom end rot. And that's a phenomenon where, again, there's insufficient calcium in the soil because the plant is growing so quickly and the calcium is being uptake for growth and less is contributed towards the fruit development, resulting in the bottom of the tomato turning black. And we've demonstrated that here in the backyard orchard over the course of many years. And the importance of calcium. So Ivory Organic all-purpose brand fertilizers offer your plants all of the macronutrients plants need, plus many of the micronutrients plants need to result in the best producing, best tasting, longest lasting, healthiest fruit trees you can grow. So what plants can Ivory Organic all-purpose fertilizers be used for? The answer, all plants. Specifically here on the product label, it reads fruit trees, vegetables, ornamentals, roses, and flowers. We are also super excited about the fact that Ivory Organic, both super and premium blend all-purpose fertilizers, are now OMRI certified for organic gardening, in addition to being certified with the CDFA. So the next question we're often asked is, why fertilize your plants organically? And the answer is simple. If you want to get the conventional food, you can simply go to your local grocery store and get the stuff that was picked days ago, weeks ago, maybe even months ago. Your backyard home orchard should be where you harvest your best fruits and vegetables, better than what you would be getting even from your Whole Foods or other organic markets, because again, you're picking your produce that day and enjoying the nutritional value that those fruits and vegetables can offer to you and your family and friends. Ivory Organic all-purpose fertilizers are best used in the month of May for several reasons. Reason number one is you need your soil biology to break down your organic fertilizers so that by the time the light hours are peaking in June, which is coming up, where we're going to be approaching nearly 14 hours of daylight compared to at the spring and fall equinox where it was only 12, we've now got 2 extra hours of light where plants are growing at their maximum potential, supporting maximum flowers, supporting maximum fruit, and you are going to want to make sure all those elements are available to your plant so that you don't stop those plants from performing at their maximum potential. And the reason that May is so important to be feeding your organic garden is to get a jump start on getting those elements broken down into the soil, which are dependent upon all of the living organisms within your organic soil. And those include your beneficial earthworms, beneficial bacteria, and the beneficial mycorrhizal network that's networking all of the plant roots within your backyard orchard. So when it comes to feeding your plants with fertilizer, depending on the season, the amount you feed your plants should vary. For example, in winter, when the light hours are closer here in Los Angeles to about 10 hours per day, and the plant's metabolism is at its lowest point, we're going to be relying mostly on more of a foliar feeding rather than soil feeding, as the uptake of minerals and nutrients from the roots is poor. When spring arrives, we begin fertilizing, but not at maximum dose. But here we are now approaching summer, and specifically May is the right time for organic fertilizers. It's when you're going to want to apply the maximum dose amount of fertilizer. And then by fall, even with spring, early fall, you're going to start cutting back. And by winter, you're going to be doing very little to no feeding. And that is the curve for feeding your plants throughout the year. Again, reminding you that May is the most important time of the year for fertilizing your plants in preparation for summer. So if you're using synthetically made products like this to fertilize your plants, then you're not feeding the soil biology. So we just witnessed a earthworm down there, and we know there's a ton of beneficial bacteria as well as the mycorrhizal network between our plants. But this stuff is not feeding that network. How do you know? Just check this side of the label. When picking up a fertilizer label, simply look at the derived from ingredients. And this one here says it's derived from ammonium sulfate, potassium phosphate, potassium chloride, urea phosphate, boric acid, copper sulfate, iron EDTA, manganese EDTA, sodium molybdate, and zinc sulfate. So now compare that product to the Ivory Organic all-purpose fertilizers, which here the premium blend shows that it's derived from alfalfa meal, fishbone meal, langbeinite, oyster shell, basalt, feather meal, and kelp meal. And the other one, the super blend, derived from ingredients, fishbone meal, alfalfa meal, feather meal, langbeinite, basalt, potassium sulfate, dolomite, kelp meal, and there's that azomite volcanic ash deposit. The organic ingredients found in the Ivory Organic all-purpose, both super and premium blend fertilizers, feed that soil organic biology. I also want to share with you, in conclusion, the ways the Ivory Organic brand products can be used to benefit your plants in your garden. And the first one is, if you take a look here at the back of the label, the back of the product label shows how the product can be used for soil directions with applications up to 3 times a year, for established plants 3 years and older, for your vegetables and annuals. For your potted plants, you're going to be applying a tablespoon per potted gallon container, up to 5 tablespoons every 30 days during the growing seasons. As a foliar feed, nutritional spray directions up to 4 times per year. And also as a supplement to your compost tea to make sure, again, you're creating something that's going to offer your plants all of the macronutrients as well as a lot of the micronutrients for optimal plant performance. So now let me share with you my top 3 favorite plants that I've got growing on here in my backyard orchard. Follow me. One of my favorite plants growing here in the backyard orchard is my 10-in-1 fig tree. Does that count as 10 plants or just one? As you can see, the very bottom of it is just a single tree trunk that then splits into 2, and those two split into 10 branches, now supporting 10 flavors of figs. The flavors of figs include the Panache Tiger, the Raspberry Latte, the Saint Rita, the Cadota, the Bourgeoisie Noir, the Brown Turkey, the Celestial, the Chicago Hardy, the Strawberry Vert, and the Green Isha variety of figs, all thriving on a single rootstock. How cool is this? So I love palms as well, and my last name Malki translates to king or kingdom, so it's only fitting that I have behind me the king palm. But there's still a favorite of the palms that I've got growing here on the property. Follow me. So over here is a row of 3 of the Phoenix Roballinis, also known as the pygmy date palms, and my favorite of all palms, and for those of you that are palm tree collectors, consider this one. It's called the Senegal date palm, or Phoenix reclinata. And what's so cool about this one is it grows an average of about 20 to 30 feet. And if you don't like the height, you can always cut it back down to the crown, at ground level, and it'll continuously make suckers, virtually unlike most palm trees, where if you cut off the head, you end up killing the entire palm. But this one actually is kind of more of a shrub or a bush variety with multi-trunks, and you get to control those and the shape and the design. And I'm hoping you can just see some of the footage of parks and museums and schools that offer this beautiful species of palm. And I'm so happy to have this here on our property as well. And I'm eager to share how this is gonna grow and develop over the years, as it was just introduced a few months back. One more bonus plant, gotta be lemons. For those of you that have been following me, you know that I've got in ground at least 7 lemons, as we as a family enjoy between 1 to 3 lemons daily. So it's really important to have lemons, and this here is the Meyer lemon variety, and there are all sizes of lemons, from medium to babies to flowers, and so much happening here. So this is your best chance to take advantage of the Ivory Organic All-Purpose Brand Fertilizer Super and Premium Blend in both the 11.8 ounce as well as the 4-pound bags. And it also includes the Trio gift box. When you purchase it, your products will also include an extra bag of fertilizer with that as well. I know many of you have been asking what happened to the 6 macros name, and as you know, since we started, and we've always been educating that the Ivory Organics All-Purpose Brand Fertilizers include the 6 macronutrients plants need. The product has evolved from year to year to year over the last several years, and now that the Ivory Organic All-Purpose Fertilizers are both Armory certified for organic gardening as well as CDFA certified as well, the products have changed, the ingredients have changed, but that 6 macros name is still there. When you go to the back of the label on the very bottom, you'll still find that Ivory Organics 6 macros name is a registered mark of Ivory Organics, as well as that NPK MGSCA that used to find front and center on that front of the label. But as the brand has been evolving, the name has evolved too, but the product still stands behind the fact that it's offering your plants all the macronutrients and many of the micronutrients in the Ivory Organics All-Purpose Brand Fertilizers. If you have any questions, this is an excellent chance to write your questions below this video relating to the Ivory Organics All-Purpose Fertilizers. I'll be personally answering those, and I look forward to hearing from as many of you as I can respond to. As we always ask at the conclusion of every video, be sure to give us that thumbs up, and also don't forget to share us with your gardening friends and your family. This is the time to be feeding your plants, and this is your way to encourage and remind and educate those people on why May is so important for organic gardeners to be feeding their plants in the organic way. As always, keep growing with Ivory Organics, and wishing you all happy gardening.